Hello, my name is Haley Shaver, and I will be talking about the collaborative relationships within a school, within the community in the school, within the families and the students that um, that all work together to make the students' life as they are in school successful. First, I'm going to start talking about the supportive community within the school. A few things that I've listed. I've spoke to a few teachers, and these are just some ideas and some things that I have experienced being inside the classroom that just really show um, what the community and how strong their participation within a student's life or inside the school's life, how it can be successful. Parents in education is a big one because they not only financially support a lot of programs within schools, but they provide parents to get involved in their students' career. Watchdogs is another one. I think it's a relatively new program in a lot of schools. It's a program for the dads to get involved. It's a program where dads can spend the whole day inside of classrooms, and they're not only watching their own student, their own child, but they're also watching, their teachers' involvement, how their students, their kids interact with other students, and um, the process of a whole school day, how it really works. Class Dojo is a program that teachers um, keep parents in the loop of how a child's day is going, whether it is very positive, it's a more positive reinforcement. They get a lot of green points, which are good. Some days they get red points, but it's very informative for the parents. The parents can check it all day long on their phones or on tablets, on their computers, and they're just really in the know what they need to work on, what they need to improve on, what they can praise their child for doing. Family curriculum night, I actually as a parent just experienced this with my son, and it was a really nice experience. A later slide I'll show kind of um, a map out of what the meeting was supposed to be like, but we got to go and listen to the principals and the teachers really tell what their curriculum is and what the role in the preschool, what they're going to learn, what their expectations are, not only in the classroom, but um, we got a bus tour, we got to go to their recess, we got to go to the lunchroom and their expectations throughout the day. So us as parents know what to help them learn and to teach and what we can help work with at home. The same district higher grade level mentors is something you could think that a high school student, when high school students come to elementary schools and they're a model, they're a peer that these kids get to look up to and they get to learn what their future holds. This is something exciting for young kids and it's also exciting for the high school student. It's just a really strong relationship bonding. And in the community, you're going to see these older kids and it's a friendly thing. Um, it's a goal that they get to look at. Community leaders, such as the mayor, such as business owners. We have a thing called business partners where each classroom is assigned a business partner where they get to do activities with. They get to go down to the business and see how the business is ran. Um, they get to, see their projects in the business window and the students get to take pride in that. This is just a tiny part of what I believe is supportive school community. It's not just the school raising children, it is the community. And each role is very important. Role of families, major. This is and just a few points that I hit here bulleted. Prepare their child um, to be to be a student at home before preschool. You're teaching your kids how to sit and eat lunch, how to go to the bathroom, how to say please, how to say thank you, how to recognize the letter A, how to talk to your teacher. You're just setting your child up every single day to get in a classroom. Provide their child with basic knowledge to be able to function in a school setting. Like I said before, just the small things. What do I do when I get to school? What do I need to do to leave school? Do I have my homework? Do I Do I have my new book? Did I turn in my library book? Do I need shoes for PE? How do I sit and listen to the lesson? How do I take notes in my head? How do I take notes on paper? Be supportive and cooperative with the teacher. It's everything. The parent's relationship with the teacher has to be on the same level. A good point that I have spoke and I've read a lot about was when teachers have a meeting, parent-teacher conferences, or over email, it's a very wise thing for teachers to remember that the parent is the parent in the child's life. And sometimes as teachers, we don't agree with sometimes what the parent's idea is or what they're doing at home with their student. But as teachers, we have to listen to their point of views and listen to what they think their child needs and take it all in so they will in turn hopefully listen to us and give our opinions to them and our tips to them so they can go home and work with their child so they can be successful in our classroom and follow our rules and our expectations. Communication is key. You want to establish that relationship with parents so you are together, parents, in the child's education process. You have to be together. Share information with the families. You can't just tell parents when things are bad. You also have to tell parents that their child is doing great. They had A pluses for 3 weeks straight on their spelling test, that the child turned in homework where that may have been where you were nagging the parent. Why aren't they turning their homework? Why aren't they turning their homework? You have to also turn that into a positive thing. Be supportive, the support the student needs at home, and put the appropriate learning time with the student at home. We, as educators, want parents to have high expectations for their children. So if we, as educators, are telling the parents, this is what we want, this is what they're doing so well, and this is what they can exceed, and this is what they can help, then parents will think, oh, okay, I could do that. This is what I can sit and read with them for 20 minutes. I can do these math problems. I can, I can be in communications with their teachers. Not every day. I'm not saying parents have to excessively write an email and some notes to the teacher, but stay in communication, stay in the know. Don't get behind track and then have to catch up and fast forward to learn what's happening. The PCK, this is where the science of teaching is. This is where teachers can use what they know about teaching, what are the rules about teaching, and actually putting what they know about the subject into practice. This is, like it says, candidates make and the curricular decisions based on the data. The teacher's role is to see this is what the student needs, this is what I'm going to do to make that happen, and why does the student need this? It's all the science behind it. It's the know, it's what we have learned all of our education and putting that into practice, and what we know to help them be successful, what we can do to ensure students and the teacher are learning together. We have to, as teachers, keep our minds open and help the students also always make us learn. So it's what we need to know about what we already do, what our job is. The in-task. These are just a few standards that I picked out. It's the model in which, as teachers, we are to follow and to help our classrooms be successful. Our USD, our whole school. These standards describe what effective teaching that leads to improved student achievements look like. If we didn't have standards, if we didn't have expectations, if we didn't have curriculum, if we didn't have content, if we didn't have skills, if we didn't have the science of teaching, if we didn't have rewards and discipline, we wouldn't have a classroom. We wouldn't be successful. We didn't have our parents on our side. We didn't have, if parents didn't think kids would go to school, none of this would be relevant. So it does start at home. The children come to our classroom, we develop, we teach them we guide them, not only them, but in their family. It's a movement to the future, to the rest of their lives. The teacher knows when and how to access resources. We have resources in school. We have speech. We have PE. We have um, reading help. We have gifted areas. We have so many assets as teachers around us supporting us and supporting the students that we have to know when we need them and how to use them. And these standards, they just really point them out, and they help guide us as teachers. They model us of when we need to use them. These standards stress that teachers build literacy and thinking skills across the curriculum, help learners address multiple perspectives in exploring ideas and solving problems. We are solving problems every day. That's what us teachers are doing. And this was a little bit of a model that I had of a site council or curriculum evening night. It just kind of just lays out what the teachers are to go over with the parents, and it also gives the parents a time to ask questions and to really know what the kids are doing each and every day and how they're learning and what they're doing and what teachers need to be doing. So I just thought that was very interesting just to see this principal's their meeting laid out, on paper, and where it says parent and teacher communication and then feedback. It's all about communication and it's about feedback. What can the teachers feedback and what can the parents feedback to each other? This goes back to our principles of IDEA. Principle number 6, parent participation. So important. Parental notification and consent to provide parents with sufficient information in a timely manner so that they may fully participate in educational decisions. Like I said, you cannot wait to tell parents. We cannot not let them know what is happening. And we have to stay on top of it. And classrooms are huge. It is hard to keep 20, 25, 18, whatever the class number is, it is hard to keep track of each one and how many, if you're in a special education room, the IEPs and the meetings, but that's, again, we're using our resources as teachers, and we have so much support around us that we can't leave parents out, and parents also can't leave us out. Parents have to tell us, this is happening at home. This is, a student might have a bad day because this is what's happening. We're trying to fix it. Maybe you can help us, but this is what's going on. This whole class, this whole course really opened my mind, and I really got to dive and learn and explore my resources. I spent a day at my local school just asking questions and saying, what does this mean to you? Why do you think that this is important? And especially this area that I'm covering tonight. And the responses were great, and not one teacher said, no, parent communication, teacher communication is not important. It is all important, and they all stress that. And the community, the community is always rooting for the school. The community keeps us sometimes very organized. Without the support or of these organizations, these functions that don't have, the extra things might push people away because of the stress of it. But it's these organizations and around our community that really keep us supportive and it just keeps us moving. That is my presentation, and I really enjoyed this course, and thank you for taking me on this learning process.